how to make this rustic, sunburst, sunrise type of wall art. And so as you can see the back right here, then the front. So today we'll be using 3 tools, the table saw, micro saw, and nail gun, and a little bit of wood glue. And so let's get started.
It took me about 10 minutes to get these pallets pulled apart. Nick had to help me some, plus it was kind of like a mini blizzard outside, but I was able to finally get it done after a while. At first I tried to take as many nails as I could out, but I decided that wasn't the best thing to do, so I decided to cut the ends off, cut the middle piece off in order to have no holes in the pallet wood. Make sure when you're cutting the pallet wood that the nails aren't poking out on the other side, since you don't want to end up running your miter saw.
So Nick made this jig for us a while back. They are T-tracks and T-track clamps. And it's actually a cool little jig that I can use in order to make the kind of sunrise, sunset type of wood that we need to cut off and actually glue together. So if you need to make one, they're pretty easy to make. I'm sure they have a couple of YouTube videos that you can look at in order to make one.
Get out your handy dandy T-track and put your pallet wood at different angles in order to get the kind of sunburst that you want. This is actually the best part because you can do different sizes of pieces, big ones, small ones, even in between, huge ones, so just kind of be creative. After I cut out all my pieces, I went and arranged them all into a pattern that I liked.
So as you can see here, some of these pieces are super long, but I'm actually making this for my mom for her window. So pieces like this is a lot better, you know, and smaller for the window that we'll be placing it at. So now I'll need to cut off these pieces in order to have different lengths, but smaller like this one is.
So I took each piece of the sunburst and I'm cutting down to random sizes in order to get it a smaller type of wall decor.
So now it is time for the circle piece down at the very bottom where all of the sunrise pieces kind of meet together. So what I did was I got my circle jig and my router and I nailed it to one of these slabs for the pallet piece. I'm just going to make a quick circle about 4 inches to 5 inches, and so I can cut that in half and put it at the very bottom where you can tie all the pieces together.
Alright, so you thought you were all done, but guess what? Now you get to sand all the pieces in order to make them smooth and remove all the router burn marks. While I was sanding, I figured out that if I turned the pieces over from the rough side, there is actually a smooth side. So I decided to go through all the Sunburst and turn them over into the smooth side.
For all you other woodworkers out there, make sure to drink some water and eat some lunch. So these are the stains that I'll be using: the fruit wood, red mahogany, dark walnut, cherry, and simply white. I wanted to use the special walnut stain, but I actually don't have any. So what I kind of did is put some wood butter on a couple of these pieces in order to lighten up the dark walnut. So on these, after these are a little bit kind of set onto there, I'll wipe them off and then I'll put the dark walnut on it and hope that it will kind of lighten it up like a special walnut stain. So I wasn't able to actually show y'all how the color was for the dark walnut with wood butter and the dark walnut without. So as you can see, it is it's a lighter color than dark walnut, kind of like a special walnut. But if you don't have any wood butter, you can always just put mineral oil on it before you put on the dark walnut and it will make it a lighter color. While the stain dries, we get to play a little bit.
To attach all the pieces together, I just put some wood glue in between all of them and attached it to the next one, nailed it in, and it was able to flow all the way around like the Sunburst. I had a spare wood circle and I just attached it to the back, cut it about halfway or a little bit over halfway off, and I nailed it to the back. But if you don't have a half circle, you can always just cut one out, or you could just use a square to put it on the back. So be warned, if you actually don't put a half circle or a square piece onto the back to hold them all together, it's just going to be flopping in the wind. It's not going to actually hold. I mean, the pieces for the wood and the nail together, it's still just not going to be able to hold up on the wall very well.
So as you can see, the 1-inch nails kind of went through, so we're going to try to fix them since this is the good side and make sure that you can't feel it whenever you hang it up on the wall.
I was able to fix the nails on the front. I put a clear coating on all of it, put a hanger on the back, and I was finally through. And here you can see the Sunburst final piece.
Nick actually made this jig for us a while back with T-jig tracks, and the T-track, I nailed it into this piece of wood. I'm only going to do it about halfway, all the way down. And one of the stain.